want to stop right here and give you your moment. I don't know if this is your first takeaway. If I was a betting man, I'd say it is.
Yeah.
But Darren, the floor is yours.
Why, thank you, sir. I'll just go ahead and make it my first takeaway. How's that? There we go. Let's start right there on my first takeaway. This is an incredibly nice family from Alabama that, oh, have I mentioned I was there? Have I mentioned that yet? I don't think I have I?
If you're listening, let's go ahead. What's the over under for the number of times Darren is going to mention that he was at the game?
It may come up double digits. There's your over under. Will it go into double digits? But I almost on a last second kind of some decision making and some things coming up, decided to head to Nashville. And you guys that have been with us from the very beginning are familiar with JT Jazzy Chef. And JT Jazzy Chef had a tailgate extravaganza. We did not actually get into the game because everything was so last minute, but we tailgated outside of the stadium. You saw the picture. That was a legitimate, that's right as the fireworks went off as the victory was being celebrated. And we had some incredible tailgate food. It was a tacos and fajitas, and it was really, really, really enjoyable. This family ended up tailgating behind us. So after the game was over with and they came back from the stadium, they were nice enough, and I did not write their name down. I'm so apologetic. I'm hoping, I told them about the podcast. They said they would watch. Please, in the comments, tell us your family name because we'd love to give you credit, even if it's next week. They were willing to show us how they were feeling coming back from the stadium after that game. And I also just have to very quickly mention Dave and Chris, two incredibly nice, not only Alabama fans, but Alabama alumni that tailgated behind us as well. Very complimentary of Vanderbilt and the game, but super nice guys. Matter of fact, I know they've already subscribed to our YouTube channel, which we love. Thank you, guys. And we very much appreciate that. All right, so
Darren,
I mentioned I was there, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. Okay, I'm keeping track. That how kind of that family to pose for a picture after that brutal loss.
After
Now,
taking a loss to Vanderbilt.
I hope they do watch this episode,
I hope
Darren,
so.
but they may not comment depending on how much you pile on in this episode. So just keep that in mind, Darren. We're trying to reach everybody in the SEC.
Well, let me say this specifically. If at some point during the episode I have anything to say about Alabama fans, it won't be about them or Dave and Chris. How's that? Does that? They're not included. They're exempt from any comments I have.
Just all the rest of them.
That's right. That's exactly right. All right. So takeaway one, let's talk about the Vanderbilt win. And I want, those are the words I want to focus in on. Is there's been a lot of talk, and all of it is very justifiable and understandable. The fact that Alabama is ranked, they're number one in the country. They're coming off a win over Georgia, who had not lost a regular season game in 4 seasons. Everything Alabama wants to have going for them, they have going for them. They come into Nashville, a game that everyone, there was a little bit of from national television and radio people. There was a little bit of an insulting conversation that took place going into the game of, hey, Vanderbilt's showing improvement. Alabama's only favored by 23, not 30, which again, a little bothersome as a Vanderbilt fan, but you get it because they have been favored by 30 in the past. So I just want to read a quick list of things that illustrate that Vanderbilt won this game. This was not a slip up. This was not a gimmicky, oops, what did Alabama let happen? Vanderbilt won this game. Vanderbilt never trailed. 418 yards of offense, plus 2 in turnovers, one of which was a pick six. The other was a pivotal strip search. Wow, that turned out to be complicated. Sorry. Strips. All right, let's try that one more time. One was a pick six. One of them was a pivot.
Slow down, Darren.
I'm
I know
very
you're
excited about this game.
Yeah.
A
Let's go.
pivotal strip sack is the words I was looking for.
Sounded like an undercover cop episode.
There for a minute, it got a little out of control. Vanderbilt had 26 first downs. Time of possession 42 minutes. Diego Pavia threw for 252 yards, carried the ball for 56 yards, and Vanderbilt had no three and outs. Not a single three and out series. And they were 80%, I'm sorry, 67% on third down, and Diego Pavia was at an 80% completion rate. This was an offense that took control of the game. And all of the talk about it being the most insane upset in SEC history, I get, understand, and agree with all of that. The thing I don't want to get lost in it is this is a Vanderbilt team that went out on the field and did what they expected to do. Now, admittedly and reasonably, they were the only people in the country that expected them to do that. Nobody else, including most Vanderbilt fans, although, let's see, who was my upset pick? Oh, we'll get to that later. Uh,
Please, please, you earned this moment. You earned it. You
Vander,
earned it.
Vanderbilt did what this offense is designed to do, and the reason Clark Lee decided to go this direction in the New Mexico State overhaul. Everything that he saw in last year's Auburn game with New Mexico State is what happened this year. I mean, Jerry Keel and Tim Beck, 2-0 against the state of Alabama in the last two seasons. Not shabby, and I'm excited about the Auburn game now coming up in a few weeks. But congratulations, Vanderbilt, on a well earned win. That's my first take. How's that? Is that too much?
Absolutely. Not at all, Darren. Vanderbilt's, I believe, their first ever win against a top five, a team ranked in the top five.
Yep.
Great win for the program. Clark
Yeah,
Lee, a great moment for him as he continues to
absolutely.
try to build that program. And it's in a great environment. Nashville's a great city. Yeah, the stadium doesn't compare to other
No.
SEC powerhouses, but they're trying to get there. And I think Clark Lee has got them in a good direction, going in a good direction. And Darren, you and all other Commodores fans should be celebrating from here on out. You'll talk
Absolutely.
about this game for the rest of your life.